In 2016, while still president-elect, Duterte encouraged police and people to shoot dead any drug dealers who violently resisted arrest. There, the terror is very real. As soon as night falls, the killings begin. At one point, as many as 35 people were being gunned down in Manila. There are just too many unexplainable homicides and the possibility that some of the victims are innocent. How to control drugs? Avoid places where you know drugs and alcohol will be available. Surrounding yourself with friends who don't use drugs. Knowing how to resist temptation. Learning how to cope with stress and relax without drugs. And last, distracting yourself with activities like exercise or listening to music. Prevention is the process which builds into a children are resistant to abusing drugs, so that drug use never begins.
Hundreds of children under the age of 18 have perished as collateral damage during anti-drug raids, either because they were purposefully targeted or because they were shot inadvertently. According to non-governmental groups or NGOs working for children's rights in the Philippines, 101 children were slain between July 2016 and December 2018, both as targets and as spectators. For me, as a child, I can learn the do's and don'ts because if you don't know it earlier, it can result in a bad perspective as a youth. Drugs have a huge effect on our body and we all know that it's not good for us. Many young people are addicted to drugs. We can make many addictions in life such as studying and working that can help your family, and instead of using drugs, you can just buy what you can eat.
Any team's success depends on its ability to resolve conflicts. Resolving workplace conflicts allows teams to trust one another and collaborate more effectively to achieve their goals. Conflict resolution enables team members to better understand one another and build stronger working relationships in future. Negotiation, mediation, arbitration, and litigation are all methods for resolving disputes. Negotiation, you may be able to resolve your dispute without the assistance of third parties. If you brainstorm your options and look for trade-offs across issues when conflicts is resolved effectively, it leads to a variety of benefits including the achievement of goals and the strengthening of relationships. Conflict, when handled effectively, can quickly turn into personal dislikes and even lead to breakdown of relationships.
It is important to have an open mind about this issue so that we can better understand why it is being done and for us to know what is the best interest of it all. The Philippines has been abused in such incident that drugs cannot be stopped because many have been affected, including your family and your health. Because of President Duterte, the Davao area is orderly and quiet because of his brave manhood. Just like when he was the president here in our country, the Philippines, he was brave enough to do things like this for the good of all. Not of all that will happen if the Filipinos are not abusive.
Apart from its failure to conduct an effective and impartial investigation into the killings and its policy of holding children who break the law, the Philippine government has done little to address the needs of children directly affected by the anti-drug campaign. The Department of Social Welfare and Development, the primary government body in charge of children's welfare, does not have a program specifically designed to meet the needs of children affected by drug war. The department's help to children and families come from current programs like cash assistance for burial fees and conditional cash transfer program. Human Rights Watch thinks that countries should ensure that human rights are respected in drug use, possession, production, and distribution regulation and practices. We reject the prohibition of drug usage for personal gain and drug possession for personal gain. Governments should focus on non-penal regulatory and public health initiatives that do not violate human rights to deter, prevent, and remediate the harmful use of drugs.